Suave afternoon, Suave afternoon. This is Brother Suave, your mind-blowing, thought-provoking, and eye-opening on-air personality, life coach, psychotherapist, author, and creator. Hope you guys having a Suaveless day.
Yeah, and with that, let's commence the pay.
Okay, I'm so Suavelous, you so Suavelous.
Together we can fix the trauma that's befallen us.
Divine social interactions remains marvelous.
Mind-blowing, Suavelicious talk, higher consciousness. But think, let not your hearts be troubled, Dr. Brother Suave.
Divine light give you double.
Suave evening. This is Dr. Brother Suave, your mind-blowing, thought-provoking, and eye-opening on-air personality, life coach, psychotherapist, author, and divine social therapy, and your host of Social Therapy with Dr. Brother Suave. So excited to close out this month of Black Women's Dialogue and season 2. Man, it has been an amazing, or should I say, Suave-amazing experience. I'm just excited. And so I'm also a little tired, but also had to do some recovery and do some self-care. Had been on the road about 2 weeks. I'm telling you, celebrating my son's graduation, preparing him for college, and doing Juneteenth, selling some books. Got a chance to meet some amazing people. Got a chance to meet and have dialogue and connect with Dr. Umar Johnson. Just was an amazing and an incredible journey traveling around the country. I really enjoyed myself, you know. And so when I came back, and one of the things about me, wherever I talk, I walk. So I understand about self-care because I always love myself some me. So when I finally got back to Indiana, man, I did not do anything. I just relaxed. I didn't wash dishes till Saturday. Today makes 1 week since I've been back here in Indianapolis. And I decided to get me some rest. And that's what I did. I got me some rest. And so super excited about my son. He'll be here tomorrow. And we're having a family reunion in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And, you know, I am so proud of the Walker family a lot of times. Because a lot of times people still don't have family reunions. And when they do have family reunions, it's not a family reunion, it's actually a funeral. So I'm excited about being able to us come together as family, break bread without any crisis. And I'm just so excited. So just trying to really enjoy this one life that I have. And so tonight, I have a very special guest, and you guys know how I am. I always believe in being consistent and communicating people verbally, because I would never let technology replace the intimacy of human interaction. So this person I met way back in I think 2010, and we were both vendors at the Essence Music Fest. And you know, you go around and try to meet people, and this person had a beautiful soul, beautiful spirit, beautiful smile, and was just a beautiful person altogether. And of course, my commitments, I communicated with them from time to time to see how they're doing and just watch them grow. I've seen them do some amazing things as a talent, as an actor, as a performer. And I just always kept in contact. And here it is, 2022, I guess 12 years later, and we still communicating and just seeing how each other doing. I'm just being able to watch them. I follow them. Oh, my God, I just really love when they say, booked it, and I'm so proud of them. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this individual. So the person tonight, again, very talented. I'm very excited. So I'm going to just give you a briefing about who the person is. So her name is Havilah Malone. She's an inspirational thought leader on a mission to be the catalyst for positive change in over 2 billion lives. That's incredible. Also, she's a multi-talented Millennial Powerhouse, has been featured on Fox, NBC, ABC, and more. This actress, motivational speaker, and former Louisiana Universal currently resides in Los Angeles, California. Havilah is also a best-selling author of How to Become a Publicity Magnet in Any Market via TV, radio, and print. She's also a co-author of the Think and Grow Rich children's classic, The Amazing Adventure of Oliver Hill, based on Napoleon Hill's success principles. Her newest #1 bestseller, Rewriting a New History, A Spiritual Path to Authenticity and Healing, is now available. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome the wonderful, talented, and brilliant Miss Havilah Malone.
Hello.
Good evening, Havilah. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Suave-tastic, as you would
Oh,
say.
yes. You're looking suave amazing today.
Thank
Man,
you. Thank
thank
you
you for
very much.
honoring me, man. I'm just so happy. I'm excited. I got the butterflies. I don't know why, because I'm always being suave and debonair, but I got the butterflies today. I don't know why. So anyway, thank you so much. And
It's my
so I'm just
pleasure.
happy. And so I wanted to just, before I do anything, how is it living? Because you're you live in a life that billions would love to live. Not millions, not tens of millions, but billions, because the world has about 8 billion. And there's only a few of you guys who are doing what you want to do. And you live in a wonderful life. So tell us about that.
I think we all have goals and dreams and things that, maybe were sparked in childhood or, that we got the bug for later on in
Mhm.
life. And so
Mhm.
for me, it was something that I feel like I was born to do, being in front of a
Yes.
camera, communicating with people through various platforms in different
Mhm.
ways, utilizing artistry, the written word, the spoken word. Those are all the gifts that were put into me from youth. And so for me to be able to continue to cultivate those gifts and find ways to utilize them that not only bring me joy but also bring joy to millions of other people has been extraordinary. So whether I am on a national television commercial
Mhm.
or on a national like a network television show, or I'm
Mhm.
speaking on stages, it's a way for me to be able to connect, to be able to share my gift and ignite the gifts that are within others. And I love that.
Yes, and you definitely proof for what's possible. I mean, you're
Yeah.
living proof. I mean, so many people they always looking for a security blanket. And so I realized, because I met you at Essence and you were from, and I stayed in Kenner. I didn't even know when I met you I was part-time in Kenner. I love Kenner. Oh man. So
My
anyway,
hometown.
yes, y'all listen. I don't know if you know, but you remember that place was on the corner that has those po' boys. It was like a gas station, in and out. It's closed down. The owner passed
In
away.
and out. That's a burger place out here in LA. Look,
Oh
there's
wow! But it was right on Kenner. It was right on the corner. That was my favorite place. And you guys
now a
used to,
fantastic place is Fisherman's Cove right there on Williams Boulevard. So,
oh,
and a lot of people don't realize that when you say New Orleans, like I flew into New Orleans. You actually flew into Kenner,
Kenner.
and then
Yeah,
you
that was the
drove
airport. And
about
then you
15,
drove
20
over.
minutes, yeah, to New
Yes,
Orleans. And so
yes,
within Kenner, there's some amazing spots for people to be able to check out, especially some good food.
yes. That food was swablicious. I'm telling you. Oh my God.
That's funny.
Yes. And so, again, being proof of what's possible. So, coming from Kenner and going way to the West Coast, tell us about that transition.
Mm,
'Cause the
you
food
know,
is different, the culture is different, so it's a culture shock. But I know you was able to deal with it. So tell us about the
the
journey.
food is definitely different out here. We know how to eat in New Orleans. In fact, this past weekend we found this it was like this annual block party that Harold and Bells put on, and it's a
Mhm.
place that has like uniquely New Orleans food. And I was like,
Okay.
wait, they gonna have crawfish and like jambalaya and red beans and rice and catfish. I'm gonna be there just to have that like taste of home, because you're right.
Yes,
When you
yes,
make a
absolutely.
transition from one place to another where the culture is different, and there's a lot of benefit in being here in California because the culture is different in some aspects. I
Mhm.
find a lot of open-mindedness, a lot of like, you have some amazing artists and creativity that is in New Orleans, but you will find here in California, this is a place to really be able to flourish in those industries and be able to utilize those talents on even bigger and bigger stages. And the open-mindedness of people when it comes to spirituality, to when it comes to belief systems, is
Yes.
extraordinary. So I was supposed to be rooted and grow up in the environment of New Orleans, get the
Mhm.
culture, the hospitality, the ability to cook, all of those things, and grow my talent in that particular environment and arena, and then to be able to spread into a bigger worldwide arena to be able to share those gifts. So the transition for me was what and it was called for me to be here at this time in my life. I actually wanted to go to college. I wanted to go to UCLA, and but I started college when I was 16 years old. And so my parents were like, you and your young naive self are not about to go out to California by yourself at 16. So no, ma'am, find you a local school. and I'm so grateful that I didn't move to Los Angeles then, because there were so many life experiences, so many not only experiences, but just lessons I needed to learn, tools that I needed to gain, muscles that I needed to build, that if I had to come out here then, this town probably would have swallowed me up and chewed me and threw me out, because I didn't know who I was. And I was not in the mindset that I am in now, where not only do I know who I am, I know what it is that I want. I have a mindset for success, that no matter what comes my way, I already know that my journey ends in victory. So it doesn't matter what, path it goes down. At the end of the day, I'm going to win. But I did not have that type of mindset back then. It was more like, oh, could you give me an opportunity? Like, is this going to happen? Will it happen? And so the personal development work to be able to build that type of resiliency of mind needed to happen. So I tell people all the time, I'm like, you may feel like you're not where you're supposed to be at this particular juncture in your life, but you're right where you're supposed to be, because there's something that you need to pick up, something that you need to learn, to experience, to come into contact with. There are other pieces of your puzzle that are coming together, that when you show up at that door at 6:05 p.m. on that day, that'll be the time for you to be there, not a moment before. So I'm a firm believer in, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We have everything that we need within us to be successful, to be able to go after our dreams. We don't even realize how powerful we are and how we are creating our own reality. So if you want something, get clear about it. And then start to listen to those intuitive guidance, that voice that's like, make that phone call. Or, you know what, go check out that class, go do this or that. And then when you follow that intuitive guidance, then you will know, like, I am on the right path and doing the right things. It was in 2019 when I moved out here. So this is actually my third year. This month will be my third year being out here in Los Angeles. And I got the intuitive hit that it was time for me to make that next step. So I had a childhood dream of, because matter of fact, I'll share with you, my first goal was actually to become a lawyer. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to law school, I'll become a lawyer, because when I was in high school, I was a part of this junior league program where we studied, we not studied, but we actually tried real cases. And our defendants were already proven guilty of their crimes, but we got to argue the sentencing before the judge. And I loved it. I was like, I'm meant for this. Like, you don't want to get into the debate with me. I will present the case, present the facts or whatever, hone this in, and get my client whatever they need, or, so I really enjoyed that. And I thought this was my career path. And when it was time to go to college, I was like, you know what? I can either go to college, become a lawyer, or I could just play one on TV. So I think that would probably be a more fun route, something a lot more enjoyable in alignment with my gifts. So let's go ahead and do that. And even though throughout my career, I have done so many different things in the entertainment arena, but I had not played a lawyer yet. And I had a video that released on Goldcast, which is one of the largest motivational platforms in the world. Like, they feature like Les Brown and Oprah Winfrey, and they put out these like viral videos. And one of my motivational speeches got featured in one of their videos, and it was such an honor. But the speech was about following your childhood dreams.
Yes.
And so many people were inspired by that message, and like were reaching out saying, hey, you know what, I've always wanted to be a nurse, and I decided to go back to nursing school, or, I wanted to do this. And so I finally took that action. And something hit me one morning. It was like, Havilah, you're inspiring people to go after their childhood dream, but don't you have a childhood dream that you haven't fully realized yet, that you haven't
Yeah.
fully pursued yet? And I was like, ooh, I can't just be out here telling other people that this is what you should do if I'm not also doing it myself. And so I made a decision that day. I was like, I'm moving to California and I'm going to more fully pursue my acting career, because I said I didn't go to law school so that I could be a lawyer on TV. Where you at? So I literally that day made that decision, and that was May 9th or May 6th or May 9th of 2019. And I reached out to my old acting coach in LA and I said, when is your next like intensive, or your next cycle, your class cycle starting up? She told me it was going to be June 29th. I said, awesome, I'll be out there by June 26th. And so between May 6th or 8th or whatever it was till June 26th, I moved myself on out to California, and I have been here ever since, and it has been extraordinary.
Yes, man, that's a amazing story. And I love the fact that, because, I'm always saying intellect will never trump wisdom. And so our parents, like you finishing at 16, which shows that you were super intellectual, but you was wise enough to respect the wisdom of your elders and say, hey, it's not time. And sometimes we just have to listen to our elders because they know you're not ready. You said that I am, but really, we know we really do inventory in ourselves. We say we're not really prepared for that world, especially LA, Miami, California. These places are a whole different monster. And so I was liking what you were saying. I felt like I was in a therapy session where countertransference is going on, because I'm like, I'm like, am I interviewing her? Because I'm like, I'm all into it. Like I'm a client or I'm the audience, because I'm really like awestruck. I'm like, oh, wow. And so I'm really enjoying this. And also, you were saying that you took a chance and you did it. And, a lot of times people are very successful, and I can identify because I was teaching, I was in a law enforcement career, and I was doing part-time practice, but I wanted to do what I wanted to do on my own terms. And people like, why would you? And I'm like, no, listen, that's a career, but what about my dreams? And career would never come before my dream. And so I have to, I let go that law enforcement career, I let go that teaching career, and I pursued everything I wanted to do. And remember when we met in 2010, I had wrote my first book. And so it allowed me the flexibility to do things. I was doing radio, and I'm like, wow, I'm really enjoying life on my own terms. And so I commend you for taking that risk, and I always say one of the most painful experiences in life is the pain of regret. You're not regretting the chance that you took, and I commend you for it. Because I'm so happy. And we all know a lot of dreams are in that graveyard. Well, guess what?
My God. That's like the richest place in the world is in the graveyard. There's a book by this Australian nurse called Brownie Ware, and it's called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. And so she worked with patients that were in their last like 13 weeks of life. And after having all of these conversations with people and like listening to their life stories, and she would ask them, like, do you have any regrets? And one of the top 5 was like not living the life that they wanted, but living the life that others wanted for them. And so often, like, because we're taught and it gets programmed into our psychology from very young that this is right, this is wrong, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, this is the path that you should pursue, this is the cap to what you should want, things in this world. And so it's just kind of like we get this model of how life should be lived, and then it's not until we start to do self-education, until we start to find new models of what is possible for ourselves in life. And we look at somebody else's story and we're like, wow, they were able to accomplish that. And I feel from a soul level drawn to do that thing. And then so it's like we have to work to reprogram ourselves so that we can start to step into a place that we know that's possible for me too. And so we start to take these little steps forward, because the beginning of my life, like, it was planned out for me. Like, I knew exactly what I was supposed to do, how I was supposed to do it. And for me, as I got older and I started getting exposed to new things, it was like, but I want more. But I want more than that. And in this box of belief system that we had, wanting more was a bad thing. It was like, no, like you shouldn't want more. And it was like,
you could be in that box.
Right.
You could be in that box.
Exactly. But I'm like, I feel this calling from within that is saying something different. And so when we can learn to start listening to that and start to close out those voices that are coming from the outside and start to listen to that voice within, you will get the guidance that you need. And then you start surrounding yourself with people who are on that same trajectory, who have that same kind of mindset. That's why I was like, education never ends. Like what we learn in school, that's cute. It's cute. However, I find, at least for me, some of the most valuable, important, and actually applicable life lessons I have learned have been through the education, the self-education, once I was outside of school, once I started to read books and connect with thought leaders, connect with successful people, and have different experiences like that, or go to workshops or go to conferences. Like that's where the information that really fed into my life, fed into what I needed from my journey, really started to like sink in and come to a head, because we have to do our healing work. All of us got some healing work to do to be able to get into a mindset of knowing you're worth having anything you want, and you can have it. Like you can have it.
You can have anything. You speak it. And one of the things, you know, when how I'm always coming with my own suave vocabulary words. So I have my own suave philosophy. So one of the things I think about that I made up was called the regurgitated social learning construct. Remember how you say they want us to do everything, put us in the box of saying this have to be? And, you know, you have to take yourself out of that, because they make you, you know, in the educational system, traditional it is, they want you to learn what they want you to learn, so you can go ahead and continue to work. Where you have to tap into your creativity, your God gifts, and do what you need to do to fulfill your dreams and be the authentic you. And by you saying, you cultivate and embrace with like-minded people for mutual betterment. And that's how you grow your circle, and you get with positive people who are inspirational, motivational, and give you positive words of encouragement, not the naysayers. You understand? You know, and I love, oh my God, I am loving this. So listen, I know that we've been talking, but we do have to go in and do some station identification. So we'll be right back for Social Therapy with Dr. Brother Suave.
What's up, everyone? I'm Brandy the Disconnector, wife, show host, entrepreneur, investor, and ICS certified life coach, here to tell you that I'm on NPN TV, the network that is by us and for us. Lock in and let's get it.
Hello, my name is Goma Marie Conde. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and a certified trauma counselor, and I am NPN TV.
And we're back with Social Therapy with Dr. Brother Suave, my very special guest, Miss Havilah Malone. Listen, are y'all having fun? Because I mean, our philosophy is educating, entertaining, and empowerment. And man, I'm getting educated, I'm being entertained, and I'm definitely getting empowered. And I hope you are too. Havilah, you are so amazing. You don't even understand how this is. I mean, we are just getting empowered, and this is the thing. Again, how great you are. I told these people you were great. You're empowering, you're educating, you're motivating us, you're inspiring us, and we haven't even gotten to some of the questions. It's just like this is a gift. This is a gift. This is not something like I remember. I don't know, was Bernard something, but he said life is not about finding yourself, but creating yourself. And so I modified that by saying life is not about finding yourself, because I can never lose myself, but I can create myself based on my God-given talents, things I do well, things I can monetize, and things I can bless others. And so you tap into your greatness. That's why a lot of times I support you. I say you're greatness, and I'm always doing little comments, you know, and I really appreciate. Wait, I have to calm down because every now and then I have an emotional part in me. I'm an emotional person, so I try to save face while I'm on the air. I don't second guess myself. So people always say, "You think you know something?" Listen, discernment is a gift, and I try to utilize that gift. And look out, it's been 12 years. It was never any funny business. It was never any flirting. It was just strictly great souls connecting with great souls. And here it is, 12 years later, we're doing a broadcast together. And I just thank you for it. And so one of the things I wanted to ask you is, again, I asked you some other questions, but how did you even, you answered some things, but how did you get into the entertainment industry? I mean, I know you said you had, because you was doing some incredible things, but I heard you say you contacted your acting coach. So obviously you was doing these other things, being a scholar, being academic, going to school, but you had did some acting training in between that time.
Oh, certainly. And even when I did go to my degree in college was dramatic arts and communications, and then I minored in psychology. But I feel like the training that was most applicable for what I do in the real world today and my artistry has been through, I've done extensive training, whether it be cold reading training, audition training for auditioning, training for character development, for script breakdown, for those things that are necessary parts of the job that we do as actors. And so I'm a huge proponent of getting trained. A lot of people are like, you know, I want to be an actor, and I just feel like I'm just naturally gifted. Fantastic. I think that's a beautiful thing. However, this is still a professional industry. And so if you want to do this as a hobby, if you just want to be like an extra on set, which are very important parts of production, you know, fantastic. Then you don't really need training for that. Like, you go sign up at an extras casting, you know, website and submit yourself, and you just show up and look cute. However, if you want to be able to truly hone your skills as an actor and continue to do work on a consistent basis and build something within this industry, then you need to understand how the industry works. You need to understand what's required of you when you're on set, how to hit your mark, how to be able to break down a script and to build a character, how to be able to do those things are not things that just come to us naturally per se. So I am a big proponent of, okay, cool, you want to do this? Get in training, because it also puts you in community. And being in community, you're going to learn about opportunities. You're going to start to network with people who are active doing the thing that you want to do. You start to learn the language of the industry. And so anything that you want to pursue, no matter what field it's in, you want to first start by educating yourself and getting and honing that skill and getting very good at it, where you could do it in your sleep. So that's the level of proficiency that you want to be at, and that, especially if you're new to the industry, you may not actually want to do what is necessary to be successful in this industry. Yes, it's a lot of fun,
it's
and
art.
You get to see and you get to see the end results on screen, and you're watching that commercial or you're watching that television show or that film, and you're just like, man, I could do that. But you don't realize all the 16-hour days that you're having to work. You're
Yes.
not realizing all of the time behind the scenes that you're working on, really embodying that character, or, working with different aspects of the production itself to ensure that that final product that you see on TV is what it is. So I tell people all the time, I'm like, you should jump in and try it, as like get on a set. So you can get on a set as an extra relatively easy, just to be able to see, do I even want to spend all day on a set?
Yes. Yes. It's just some work, I heard.
Exactly. And so it's just like within anything, if it's something that you're passionate about, something that you feel drawn to, you should give yourself the opportunity to pursue it, to see if it really is right for you. But you're going to have to do the work. And not just look for somebody to just hand you an opportunity and make me as your lead in your next film. Oh, okay.
We're not putting the work in. We're not putting the work in.
Exactly.
One of the things that just amazes me when people look at professionals and marginalize all the hard work they put in to even be in that position, to be on set, to be that person who has a non-speaking role. And I remember one particular person I always remember. You remember the movie Deep Cover with Jeff Goldberg and Lawrence Fishburne? It was called Deep Cover. It was a movie about an undercover cop who played a drug dealer, and Jeff Goldberg was the co-star with Lawrence Fishburne. But nevertheless, you remember the young man who played Kane on it was a movie called with Jada Pinkett and
Poetic Justice? No, that wasn't.
No, it wasn't Poetic Justice, but it was Lorenz Tate, Jada Pinkett. But anyway, but he was on Deep Cover, and this was the only thing he did was when Lawrence Fishburne was there, and the bad dude shot a dude on the set, and he was like, and people said, "Oh, I could have did that." You don't realize this man spent probably years in acting school, years. He had an agent, had to do this just to get on that scene and get his credit, and when they see, how they're like, oh, I can do that. This man put in work just to get in that spot. And they always take those things for granted. And, like I remember people say, well, Suave, I took a psychology class. Listen, I got 4 degrees. You say one class and something you may be pretty good in, but it's a whole lot more work than just you knowing that one subject matter. And I think people really underestimate, because I am so amazed. Like, I know you personally, but every time I watch you and your performance, I see a totally different person, because you get into character and you excel in what you do. That means you put in the work and you became a student of your craft and you honored it. So therefore you become that person, and educating. People always look at educating as something wrong. You have to educate yourself to be proficient in your craft. That's why they have art history. It has nothing to do with the art, but it's telling you where it comes from. So you want to know the history. Just like when I was a professional wrestler, they wanted us to know history, And so it was something that they respect when you understand the history and you're doing the work, and you do an incredible job. You really do an incredible job. And I'm just excited, man. And so I wanted to ask you, and so your agent, obviously, he probably loved you because you constantly. I'm impressed, because guess what? How do you do all those auditions in one day? How do you have all this information? Yeah, you said something about learning how to cold read. I don't even know what that is. Please explain.
Yeah, so a cold read is, say you walk into an audition room and they hand you the sides, and sides meaning the portion of the script that they want you to perform for that audition. They hand you the sides right there on the spot. So you didn't get a chance to pre-prepare that or to like dive into it and break it down prior. So it's cold. Yeah. So like they hand that to you right then and there. And so you have to have the ability to be able to take in that information, digest that, make some decisions on the actions of your character, who this character is, and how you're going to embody that and deliver this performance. So that would be a cold read.
Do you have anything to tell you who's the person, the man, what their background, or you just go right into it?
You'll have a little bit of like kind of the storyline of whatever the project is, a little bit about the character, based off of what the writers and the directors are looking for that character. And then from there, it is your job to infuse that within yourself and to infuse yourself within that character and to make decisions on, like, if I'm having an argument with my son, what is the relationship like with the son? Why are we having this argument? What was the moment before we started having this argument? So making those decisions about those things so that it becomes a real moment in life. It becomes a real moment to be able to connect with, where you know who this character is and you either like them, love them, hate them, whatever. But you have to be able to take that writing and go beneath the writing, because a lot of times the things that we say, like even in real life, the things that we say, there's so much more deeper meaning to what we're actually saying, to what we say and what we mean when we say what we say, so to be able to bring that to the script as well is something that's really important for as an actor. Like that's what we do, is we bring these characters to life. And it's so interesting when you talk about my agent. Yes, my agents are amazing. Like they keep me keep me active, working. Keep me going. It's so interesting, even as we are speaking, I just got a call back.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Got about 20 more minutes.
Yeah, tomorrow. So yeah, it's been, I've been really blessed. And I think it was because I finally said yes to following my calling, to following my purpose and what I was supposed to be doing in this season of my life, then the floodgates opened. It was like when I wasn't fully stepping into what I was being called to do, it was like, yes, I've had a lot of success in a lot of different things, but it was just kind of like, there's a piece missing to this puzzle, and you've known it from youth. You've known it from, early on in your life. And now it is your time to step into it, to take that leap of faith, not knowing where you're going to land and not knowing how it's all going to work out. But you need to just trust that everything that I've put into you, all those whispers that continue to come through about moving forward with this, it's time for you to do it. And as soon as I took that leap of faith, it was like, I landed, not even landed, I flew. Like I flew.
Yes. And I remember because I remember calling you and saying, I'm happy you made it to LA. I think it was, I'm glad you made it safe. And I said, man, I should come out there. You're like, come on, go ahead and do it if you want to do it. And I was like, shoot. But I was just like, you went and did it. And I'm like, shoot. And it's just a blessing, man. And so when you was talking about the acting, and so I have a question for you. It's one actor. This is my belief. I don't know the business. It's just speculating. It's not safe to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's one actor. I just don't think that people dictate what character. I think he just goes on the scene because he is so brilliant what he do. Every time he do it, he does, in my opinion, such a dynamic performance. The people are like, you know what? No matter what, he can make that character real, and that's Samuel Jackson.
Oh my God, I love that.
I'm like, even though you see him, he doesn't have to go so much deviating from his personality because he's always been a cursor. But that role, and each time I see him, it's a different person, but I know it's the same person. Except Caveman Valentine. I think he did remember, you ever saw Caveman Valentine? Oh my God, I'm a movie buff. So, but the thing is,
you should check out his the biography.
Wait, he got a biography?
Yes.
I read it. I read it. I think it was aunt made him read like 100 books a week or something like that. I know he read a lot.
I don't know about 100 a week.
Oh, well, I'm exaggerating, but he read a lot. He read. I remember it.
There's a really great biography. It's called Bad Mother, because I don't know if Facebook going. And it breaks down his filmography career, and so I think you would love this, and also his journey of getting there, because he was a huge theater person, and so like he did a lot.
I read that.
And then came up with like the Spike Lees and Denzel Washingtons and Lawrence Fishburne, like they were all a part of that same peer group and working together and working on projects and stuff together. And he's a huge character actor. Like, so his process for developing these characters, and he loves to like do the wigs and prosthetics and like all of those.
He was the wig man in Hollywood. Oh my God. I mean, he needs to consult Tyler Perry with wigs, because every Tyler Perry I'm like, why are your wigs so bad? You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Hey, look. I'm like, Samuel has
Tyler, like, I have no parts of this.
Yes, but his wigs are like, I'm like, is that real? I know he's bald, but it's always a great wig. Blonde wigs, pullback wigs, Afro wigs, and in Caveman Valentine, he had long dreads.
Yeah, that's one of the parts that he loves, to be able to build the character out and to use as many props and things to differentiate this particular person, because then he gets to like live in that the embodiment of that particular character that he has like helped to craft. So it's a really interesting read, an insightful read, and just like, because everybody has a story, everybody has a journey. Like those of you who are listening to this broadcast right now, like you have a story and a journey and something that makes you make the decisions that you make, that makes you uniquely you, and the reason why you show up in the world in the way that you do and how you express your gifts. And so it's always interesting to kind of break that down and dissect that and kind of see, why do I do the things that I do? And it's not just because, I've just always been like this. No, there's a psychology behind it. There's a reason behind it. And the more we get to know ourselves and why we are the way that we are, then we can always make a decision to change it if we so choose to.
Yes. I remember I did a little acting school in Miami, Florida, and I laughed because I was like, man, I'm not getting any auditions, any spots, because Miami is a beautiful place, and I'm like, why don't we have a lot of films made here, like, and then I didn't realize I was tall. I'm 6'2", so I remember in school, all the actors was way smaller than me. So when we try to take pictures, I'm like, wait a minute, am I standing on something? I'm realizing, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, I am way taller than them. Thinking like Jamie Foxx when I met him, and when he did Miami Vice, I'm like, these guys are way smaller than me.
And here's my thing. And so in regards to that, so there will be individuals who will say, you know what? I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too short, I'm too fat, I'm too tall, I'm too skinny, I'm too black, I'm too light, I'm too this, I'm too all the too much, too little of whatever. There is a place and a space for you where you want to be if you truly want to be there. Now, we live in a world where we can all be creators. Actually, we all are creators on a spiritual level, on a physical level, on a metaphysical level, just across the board. But even in the entertainment industry, in this digital world that we live in, we can create roles for ourselves. It's not about waiting around for someone to open a door to say, oh, hey, I choose you for my project. If there's something that you want, then you get out there and you write a short script, or you write a scene, and then get with people who are also in the industry, and you all create a project together and put it out there. Like, look at Issa Rae. She had so many doors that were closed to her, and she was like, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna just write my project and I will
Yeah.
get out there. I will shoot it. I'm gonna put it
I
on
heard an
YouTube.
interview.
It was
Yeah.
Diaries of an Awkward Black Girl. She put that sucker on YouTube, and then ended up getting a deal with HBO to create the series Insecure, which has gone
Insecure.
now for 5 seasons. The 5th
And
season
now
was
she's doing
its
a lot of projects.
5th and final season, which I was actually a part of, which was so exciting. And now she's inked an 8-figure deal and is now creating more content and more projects and opening doors for creators of color and for people to be able to express their voice and show the characters on screen that they want to, that are a real reflection of real life. And so sometimes we have to, if it's something that you feel called to, that you're passionate about, that like won't that thing that won't let you go, then go out and create it yourself. You're just that powerful.
Yes.
Their
yes.
no is not a real no. Their no is an opportunity for you to say yes to yourself.
Wow. Yes. You're absolutely right. I mean, being creative, you know, you don't have to wait on anybody. You can create your own opportunities. And you're right about that, because I don't even know why I even said it, because I know I always did that for myself. You know, whoever heard of divine social therapist? It's something I made up, you know, but also it's coming from a social, spiritual, and clinical perspective. And those are all the things I always believed in. So maybe I can come up in Hollywood. Tell me this. I'm gonna cold cut. Tell me how this sounds. My name is Suave E. Debonair, and the E is for extraordinaire. Your international lover is here on Social Therapy with Dr. Brother Suave, having a mind-blowing, thought-provoking, and eye-opening experience with my very special guest, Miss Havilah Malone.
Go, boy. Look.
Don't cut it.
I love it. And then even too, like people who are out, like yourself, who are creating shows. So this like talk show format, there's no reason that with the right marketing tools in place, there's no reason that with taking this and packaging it and then pitching this to a network that it would fit within, like within that particular arena for a television series. So like if and I think that's one of the things that's really important, no matter what it is that you want, get super clear, crystal clear. What do you want? Because once you have that clarity, then you're sending out a strong message to the universe of, hey, this is what I want. Start to put me in alignment with the resources that will help me to get this particular goal. Because if you just say, hey, I want more money, well, I could give you a penny. It's more money than you had. So that's a penny is a big difference than I want $1.2 million. That's a huge difference. But the clarity is what is key, because can you have $1.2 million? Absolutely. It's available to you. And there's multiple ways to go about getting that. But you got to get clear about what you want first. So that's one of the things. And that's why there's a book that I am such a huge proponent of, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which was released in 1937, breaks down these 13 principles, and then he of course extended it into his 17 principles of success. But there's a formula in there, and it's called the 6 steps to riches, and you can use that formula for any goal, for any desire that you have, because once you plug in the information and start to take the steps that formula gives you to take, you will align yourself with the mindset and the actions that are necessary to accomplish your goal. You can have it.
So speaking of goals, what are some of your goals in terms of long term? Like I would say like doing commercials, movies, sitcoms, game shows, TV hosts, or being a director or producer. What are some of your long term goals or aspirations that you like to pursue in this business?
Certainly. So having one of my goals is to have a series regular role as a powerful prosecuting attorney on an extremely successful television series. Another one of my goals is to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to be a part of that family of characters and film and television series. And then also moving into producing and directing. So I'm actually in the process right now of working on a screenplay for a feature film, and then we'll see about getting that like sold and distributed and created, and and then we'll see, you know, where the other things that I am led to or feel called to within this industry as I continue to express my gifts. I know that I will definitely be hosting a inspirational travel docu-series on my whole motto of be proof of what's possible, and being able to bring people into the real life experiences of what that means and how to embody that within their lives. So I definitely have a lot of really amazing things kind of lined up and that I'm working towards fulfilling as I continue to walk this journey in my life. And of course, I'll continue to do my like the national commercials and TV shows and things of that nature, because I love it and I'm good at it. So,
you're swaptastic at it.
all of that. Look.
All of that. So you wanted to have your own sitcom? Not your sitcom, but series.
My own. When you talk about as a series regular?
Yes. No,
yes,
you wanted to have your own series. Because I was asking you about. So you would like to have your own series, or just be on a regular one?
So when I said to be a series regular as a powerful prosecuting attorney on an extremely successful television series, yes. So hey, that could definitely be my own series that we have written and produced, or a series that is already, you know, in production, you know, like a Law and Order, or a Good Fight, or All Rise, or like that type of series or show. But certainly it could definitely be one that we have within our own wheelhouse written and produced and are distributing through a production company. Certainly.
Yes, that's great.
I'm open to all of that. And that's the thing, being open to how the universe will open the door for you. Like, so you getting clear about what it is that you want, but being flexible in the way that that is delivered. So it's kind of like you tell God, okay, this is what I want. And God's like, okay, cool, I got you. And this is the way that I'm going to bring it to you. And it may not have been the way that you thought. And so you're right. It could be that we create the series, or that I am a part of a series that is already in established and out there.
Wow. Yes, I think I can do the role of an unethical psychopath therapist you're my attorney, and I'm always doing something wrong, and I'll be the come on in every series. Me up there like, why do you do this? Why do you constantly manipulate your clients? Why do you do this? I didn't manipulate them. They did under their own free will. You're influencing them. I didn't influence them. I gave them some very great therapeutic interventions. I'm here all the time. So, listen, this was a great show, but I want you to tell them about your books and how they can contact and purchase your book, because I definitely want you to get support. I mean, they're bestsellers, but still, money comes in, and the information in those books can always empower others.
Absolutely. And that's definitely what I'm about bringing people information that matters, information that can help impact their lives in a powerful and productive way. So the latest book that I do have that's out is called Rewriting a New History, A Spiritual Path to Audacious Authenticity and Healing. And this book is a real deep spiritual dive. And it really came about through me stepping into new territory within my life, and actually going, having an ayahuasca experience, and being able to connect, getting past those mental barriers, those mental walls, and being able to connect on a deeper level, and being able to receive a message that was not just for me, but for others as well. And so for those who are on that journey where you feel like, you know what, I feel called to something, but there's a wall, there's a block, there's something that is stopping me from moving forward and taking that consistent progressive action, then this is definitely something that you want to explore and get more information about, and through that book. So one of my other books is actually a children's book, and we talked a little bit earlier about Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. So this
Yes.
is actually the children's version of
Mm.
Think and Grow Rich. It's called The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Young Napoleon Hill. So this is based off of the principles of success from Think and Grow Rich. And so for the first time in history, all 17 of those principles of success are broken down in short rhymed children's stories, because wouldn't you have wanted to know what you know now when you were younger?
Yes.
So to be able to give that to kids as a foundation for their success at that early stage of development is so important, so that we don't have to, they won't have to unlearn and relearn things like we did, where they can get that from the very beginning.
Yes.
And then I have a third book, called How to Become a Publicity Magnet in Any Market via TV, radio, and print. And this book is for those who you have a product, you have a service, you have a message, you have something that you need to share and get out into the world, and how to use very powerful media platforms to do that, and how to get on those platforms for free, because you add so much value and bring and have the right strategy for approaching those platforms, so that they want to feature you and share you with their audiences.
Yes.
So if you go to Amazon, if you type in my name, Havilah Malone, then all the information will come up with all of those books, and whichever one is the right one for you, or all of them, if they're the right ones for you, for where you're at in your journey and what you feel like you need, then go right ahead and click order and let that show up, and then take the action to read the information, and then not only read the information, but apply it within your life, because knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say those regurgitated social constructs, and like, you don't do better when you know better. You do better through the application, through discipline by application. You don't just every time, I know, but you're not applying it. So your knowing is so insignificant. You need to apply it. And that's so important. So, man, I am blessed. I'm so happy that you came and empowered, educated, and entertained us. Listen, yes. So listen, I know you guys had a mind-blowing, thought-provoking, eye-opening experience with my very special guest, Ms. Havilah Malone. Just always remember, great minds reach great places. I love you. I mean it. Bye-bye. Havilah, just stay on for a quick.
Tune in and stream live now. Social Therapy with Dr. Brother Suave, the podcast, is now being broadcast on NPN Voice. NPN Voice can be found on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, SoundCloud, and now on Audible and Amazon Music, and anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. Social Therapy with Dr. Brother Suave, the podcast, now on NPN Voice. NPN Voice. Got voice. You heard? This program was made possible by Neighborhood Planet Broadcasting Systems, Neighborhood Planet Network, and from contributions to NPN TV from viewers like you. Thank you.